which brings us to our last game. And as JP already mentioned on the podcast, this is the Monday Night Football game, and it's a doozy. Two of the favorites to win the NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles, travel to Lambeau to face the Green Bay Packers, where the Packers will try and bounce back from a pretty inexplicable loss to the Panthers at home. And Green Bay is favored by 2.5, so Vegas used it as pretty much a straight-up pick 'em if it was on neutral field. Your thoughts on this game, JP? I'm going to... Green Bay, go offensively respond to the showing that y'all had last Sunday, because it was poor. It was inexcusable. You can't play like that, especially with the defense you have. Y'all are just too hot and cold. There is no, like... I honestly, I question, like, the amount of grit and fight and just, like, alpha mentality. I hate using that word because it's so cringy, but, like, go show that you have dogs on offense and that you can go be consistent and go push someone around instead of just kind of messing around. Come out with strong energy. Show that, yeah, obviously you lose Tucker Kraft and that sucks, and he was your leading receiver. But we don't need him to score. We don't need him to be great. Because I've just been pretty frustrated with their offensive showing throughout this whole season.
Yeah, Jordan Love has had really great games and then really head-scratching games, head-scratching moments for sure. You feel like, even in their wins, some of the games, they're like, why are we even close in this game against the Arizona Cardinals? Why do we have to go for it on fourth down on the road to win it against Arizona, a team that had at the time lost 4 games in a row in one-score games? You get an opportunity after a very brutal loss to Carolina last week in a game which you should not have lost by any means, where they had 6 drives in Carolina territory past Carolina's 25, not just past midfield, past the 25, and they scored 13 points on those 6 drives. That can't happen. You've got to be able to finish drives, especially when you have the connection of Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love. This is year 3. We should be on the same page. We should be able to finish drives better than we did when we were in our first year and our second year. That can't be the case. And again, I guess you get the opportunity to answer with a team coming off a bye who is the favorite to win the conference in Philly, in your building on Monday Night Football, stand alone. You get the extra day to prepare as well. So even the rest doesn't really play a factor. Eagles have had their own questions kind of all year. This is a potential NFC Championship preview. Go make a difference, like you said, offensively. Respond in this game to the loss of Tucker Kraft, which is devastating. Hopefully Romeo Doubs is doing okay.
Well, he is, because Tucker Kraft's in a better place now. So at least he has that to, like, fall back on and comfort his heart.
At least he's getting through the stages of grief over there. But this is also, it's a huge game because it's a difference in playoff seeding. It's a really big difference in playoff seeding. And the advantages should be there for Green Bay. It's not going to be a snow game, although there is like a slight chance. We're talking like 10 to 15% chance that there are flurries. But it's 30 degrees at kickoff. This is Lambeau in November, December, January. Now, the Eagles are as good of a team in playing in that kind of weather, I would assume, with how they play football. But it's your turf. Protect Lambeau Field. They have to go respond and do that.
Yeah.
On the Eagles' side, they made no moves at the deadline. A.J. Brown was not traded, surprisingly, for some. So he is with the team. They are officially running it back. They are running the same team that they had last year. Of course, they are missing a few of the veterans on defense, but they are fully invested in this team. And so they get their chance immediately to knock out one of the teams that is atop the NFC, get to 7-2, get really quick and hot out of the bye. And I'm really excited to see how they play mojo-wise. How does Nick Sirianni react on the sideline? How does A.J. Brown react on the sideline? Offensively, every single week it's been a question of, excuse me, how will they even play offensively? Because it just felt like it's been different every single week. Of course, you've had 2 different halves where like Jalen Hurts is just like put up a stat line that makes literally no sense. One half where he doesn't complete a single pass in the second half against Tampa Bay, and you still win. You've had great running games like you had, 2 weeks ago with Saquon Barkley has a great day on the ground, and you're able to attack through the air. You've responded in big moments with Jalen Hurts making big-time throws. So it's like it almost feels like every single week with this offense you're playing a game of roulette. You have no idea what you're going to get, and it's completely up to chance. To attack this Packers front, though, you can't let Micah Parsons eat you alive. I think you need to – Jalen Hurts got to protect the football because Green Bay can turn you over. Their DBs are good at doing that, especially Xavier McKinney. And so they got to protect the football. I want to see more. I want to see, again, a week of ground success from Saquon Barkley as a Saquon owner.
Oh, of course.
In fantasy football, of course. But also vibes-wise, I don't want that to be a one-off. They can't let that be a one-off, that performance.
They can't win the Super Bowl if that performance is a one-off.
Absolutely. And the best way to win on the road is run the football, dominate the game that way.
Especially when it's 30 degrees.
They should do that.
Yeah.
Side lean on Saquon. Hopefully he's feeling better post-bye after their win against New York, and he kind of hurt his hamstring at the end of that game. And in terms of picking this game, I like Philly post-bye. And Green Bay is my team that I have, being the number 1 overall seed, and I love Green Bay as much as I do. I think the vibes, again, another vibes pick, are there for Philly out of the bye. I think they go win. For me, I think it's going to feel more like an upset than, of course, the spread indicates, because the spread is just 2.5 in favor of Green Bay. This will feel like a 7-point or 6-point spread upset. Even though these teams are on par, this feels like Lambeau Field, cold weather. Packers should win this game every single time. But every time they don't, it is shocking. When the Lions did it in Rodgers' final game as a Packer, when the Niners did it in the NFC Championship with Jimmy Damn Garoppolo, and then even in recent history, I can't name one off the top of my head, but it just every time it happens in cold weather at Lambeau, it's shocking. And so I think it would be shocking if Philly does it, and I think they will pull off the shocker on Monday night.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. The last key I'm looking at is, can the Packers kind of pull off their boa constrictor defense move on Philly, where they just give up nothing explosive. They make it so hard to earn anything. They just kind of suck the life out of you. And I think they can, but the problem is I just don't trust this Packers offense at all right now. So I think we could end up in a really low-scoring game, and Philly still walks out the winner because the Packers offense doesn't hold up their end of the bargain. I mean, even against the Panthers and losing last week, it's not like the defense got shredded.
No, not at all.
The offense just couldn't deliver.
Defense only gave up 102 passing yards. Micah was complaining about that.
Yeah. He was like, guess we should have done better, basically. But yeah, I'm going to take Philly because of that. Talk about vibes. Weird vibes around the Packers offense right now, and I don't like it at all. So give me Philly, and once again, Sanders does not get any. He's wrong. He null and void on his pick.